And now, for your Fat Tuesday listening pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hip or Critical, with your guides, Alexa MKE and Shock the MoKE, MOKE, where we praise or vent on all things that in the end just don't matter.
Where did Dave go? Where's Dave?
Hey, it's me.
Dave was
like
hiding.
Peekaboo with the kids, right?
Right.
You know, where'd they go?
All right. So, how you been?
Shoveling.
That's funny.
That's pretty much it, man. You know, life of a maintenance guy.
It's been snowy. It's been wintry. I have COVID fatigue. I have winter fatigue.
Hey, 30s are on the way, maybe even a 40 here in the next week. So
That's what I hear. So that's a good thing. Oh my goodness. So let's get right into Bubbles. Come on, Bubbles, go. All right, Dave. So what you been doing?
well, again, shoveling, but no, because I've done it so many times, I might as well say it many more times. Shoveling. But yeah, this lake effect ban thing that happened this last time was just nuts, you know.
I didn't even go into work this morning because last week when I went in that other snow, whatever that one, I had a hard time getting into work. People were driving like nutcases. And, you know, you look at the traffic thing in the morning and it, you know, that morning it said, oh, there's only these little spots of yellow with like 1 or 2 spots of red.
Right.
This morning I looked at the traffic thing. It was all orange and all red. And it's like, oh.
Yep, the
hell.
whole block. I saw that
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
block. You know, it was like that. Yes.
Yeah. So
Um,
I didn't
but I've
feel
been
bad
staying
for
in.
not
No,
risking my life.
but the weekends have been cold, and you know, just been trying to stay in, and you know, and watch TV, more TV.
Right.
You know, got done with the Mandalorian. Been watching. I forgot to put that in there. That Resident Alien, or Alien Resident, or no, whatever. Now I see. I had to look it up. An alien. It's on Sci-Fi. Alien crashes. He takes the form of a guy that's a doctor, and now everybody thinks he's like a doctor. They keep calling him in on stuff, and he's just an alien. So there's a real good,
Is that a
play
comedy?
between it. Yeah, and kids. This one kid can see him, you know, in his true form, you know. So he's got a nemesis that he's trying to kill this kid. So, but he's really an endearing character. You love the character, even though he's trying to kill this kid. You know?
Oh, great. Hey, he's a murderous alien, but hey, he's so cute.
Oh, he's really looking for something to wipe out all of humanity. One of those type things, you know, we're not worth it, whatever.
Okay.
So yes, he's a bad guy, but you gotta love him.
Oh, that's so cute. So yeah. So all of my Overture shows got canceled because I had tickets to stuff at Overture in Madison, and I was fully expecting this, and actually it's a good thing. You know, they basically give you your money back and I'll spend it
Right.
again. So it's like
Yeah.
on Overture. So so that's, you know, that was exciting. And then my other exciting news is Dave, I got a new phone.
New phone. Oh, yours
Yeah.
is longer too. Christy just got one too, and it's longer. It seems.
Yeah, no, well, this is my old phone. This is the Galaxy Note, and that's the 9. So my phone was 2.5 years old because I got that one when it first came out, and I have some gripes about this is the S21 Ultra, so it's like the, but I do have some gripes. First of all, it has an S Pen with it, but the Note has a little, where is it? The S Pen had a little pocket. Well, it's pretty much the same size. They didn't put in a pocket for the S Pen, although they have S Pen support. The S Pen on the Note had some little, you know, clickable things on it so that you could take pictures and stuff. And I haven't played too much with the S Pen on this guy, but I don't know how clickable, you know, the S Pen's going to be. So I guess we'll find out as time
So
goes
you
on.
actually think they took away some features on something
Well,
rather than more, huh?
they added the S Pen support for the Galaxy phone, which I don't know if the previous one had that, and I got a S Pen with it, but you have to buy that separately. But but the other one that really irritated me was the Notes, this generation, and I guess the Galaxy Nines had support for a pulse ox and a heart rate monitor. So
Ah,
you could use the S Health app, and you'd be like doing something. You could stop. You could take your heart rate. You could stop and take your oxygen. Especially helpful if you're active. And they don't have that support on these phones, and so I end up having to go and talk to my daughter, who works for Trek, and she has a Garmin. She's got the VoActive 4S, so I ended up ordering one of those so that when I'm doing all my stuff, I have some way of tracking my heart rate and stuff when I'm out of home. Because I do
you
have
know,
an old school Polar
it's kind
one,
of funny
but
though. You say Garmin, and to me that's like saying AOL or something. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, yeah. Because yeah, but no, I mean Garmin doesn't just, or it isn't just like having a TomTom where you have the GPS.
Another just off that name, you know.
Yeah, but they have the one I got has a pulse ox in it, and yeah, I'm looking up these fitness trackers and stuff. This is what I wanted. I wanted something under $30 that just did a heart rate. Nothing. So then you look at those, and they're not really reliable, and they're not accurate. And so
Sure.
then
Why
I'm
they're
kind of,
$30,
yeah,
right?
so then I start looking at the $70, $80 ones, and again, they're not really accurate, and they don't have all the features you need. So then it's kind of like, well, now I'm looking at over $200, and yay, it's like you just end up going down the damn rabbit hole.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you do. Yeah.
it's
Well, where's that good, better, best?
yeah.
But it's I want better than better, but not gooder, and not the bestest, but the price of the bestest down, and but the bestest stuff.
Well, and I went from oh, I want to spend under $30 to like, okay, my daughter
Right.
got a deal on a
200.
pretty good, but this one should, last me for at least 3 years, I'm hoping.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, before the next one. I don't know. I'm just waiting for my vaccine so that I get the chip and embedded in me right away. So,
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. And then we'll get you the Garmin, so so they'll you can know what's going on.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah. But yeah, speaking of being healthy, I actually have a mini rant. I did a mini review. Now I've got a little bit of a mini rant. So we're trying to eat healthier and everything, and everybody should stress towards eating healthier. And you all know that saturated fat's not good for you, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll look for
Yes,
these.
Mom, I know.
I know you know. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I know. I like my sat fat. But so I'm trying to find recipes that don't have a lot of saturated fat, and so I'm looking for like dressing recipes for my husband, and I'm looking for these other recipes for like healthy puddings, making pudding and stuff like that. Nice desserts. Everything has coconut milk. I hate to tell you, people, coconut milk has saturated fat. And if you look at coconut milk, it reacts in your body the same way dairy fat and animal fat does.
Yeah.
And so I just laugh because all these people, and there's all these recipes. And you know how recipes are on the internet. We already talked about this.
Yes.
They all like go on and on and on about how healthy coconut fat is. I hate to tell you, people, coconut fat's not healthy. So there's my mini rant. I'm over.
So you're an almond drinker then, milk? Is that what you drink?
Yeah, I mean, I drink the almond milk, and then I do Forager is a company that does some alternative dairy products, and they make a really good sour cream, and they also make a really good cashew milk probiotic yogurt. It's delicious.
It's a lot to ask for.
Yes.
It's kind of funny when I still have a big glass of milk, with suppers and stuff like that. And when my kids see that, they go, "Nobody I know my age drinks milk." Maybe there's some, some almond milk when you're getting cereal, but other than that, nobody drinks milk in their age group.
No, and Roger's brother does the same thing. He has a big glass of milk with dinner, and I don't understand it. I never had a real appeal for milk. And even with almond milk, unless I'm making chocolate milk out of it, I'm not going to sit down and drink a glass of almond milk either. So, but yeah. Yeah. So,
So yeah, Expanse ended, right? For the
yeah.
season.
Yeah. So I saw your little note here. So expand on your little note about the expanse.
Well, again, it ended. Okay, which is great. I didn't mind the end. It was
And
a
oh,
good
spoiler
season.
alert for people who haven't seen the ending.
Right. Well, anyway, we had talked earlier, though. This is why we kind of spoiled it already. That Alex was going to leave the show because of, and I didn't even look up the Me Too situation he was in.
Yeah.
Not like I could change it.
Yes, you
So
can. You can change it completely. You can get him hired again.
yeah, right. These
We're
days,
YouTube
yeah.
influencers now.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, Dave.
Well, that Mandalorian girl is she's gonna get a new job in a movie with the alt wing right conspiracy groups, so she's jumped on that now.
Oh,
But
jeez.
anyway, so Alex got kicked out for the Me Too movement, but he died a hero on the show. Do you know what I mean? Is there
I kind of
some
do, yeah. I
is there
and
some hypocritical things going on there?
yeah, my thing with that was I felt that, and my husband brought this up because he watched it with me. It leaves kind of a hole, and you could see that at the end of that episode that it seemed kind of weird, especially like the scene where they're like in the lounge with Avasarala, and then they have the emergency and Alex isn't there. And it just seemed like they had to refilm that scene because one thing he noticed was the actress who plays Naomi, her face was much more filled out, and it looked like she had lost weight for the role during
Oh,
all of her
right.
trials and tribulations being on that ship, and she looked much healthier and more robust. And so was that a reshoot? So then you're
Right.
thinking,
But I guess like I said, the thing is that on the show he's a hero. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
They
no, I
battled
do.
that name, that word around, and you know what I mean. And I guess it could have been a quieter. Everybody cried over that, just a solemn moment of the crew, in his passing. But to make him a hero, to write in that he was a hero, because I guess you shouldn't. To me, like I said, if he went out bad, you shouldn't be keeping his character so pristine, right? Or should we
I
separate him
think
out?
I think what happened is they had all the shooting done, and that was kind of like their only out because they probably had that scene where he just kind of looks like and that was it, and it's like, okay, we're going to use this, and he stroked out because high G, and that makes sense within the universe.
Right. Oh
Um,
yes.
yeah. So you're watching WandaVision.
Right. We started it up, and it's very kind of wild. It's for me, it's a gold mine of what we look at all the time, our little pop references, right? I'm watching the first episode, and I'm looking at it, and I go, "That's the Petrie's kitchen." I said, "This is Mary Tyler Moore,"
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you know
that's what my coworker said.
Right, and then I saw I Love Lucy, and then I saw Bewitched in there, and I saw all these things, that from that I had watched, so and I knew and were familiar they were being incorporated in this, but it kind of like it was half-hour increments. The first half hour is just about that black and white shot, and then a little color comes in the second one. We're into two, and Chrissy's not really sure about this thing yet because it hasn't gotten into any action yet. They've just kind of been playing
Ah,
through
okay.
these weird sitcoms, and she never even knew any of these black and white sitcoms weren't even ever on her radar. So they're nothing to her.
Interesting.
I gotta calm her down a little bit. It looks like the next ones we'll be watching are going to be more like setting into like the Brady Bunch and things like that. So it's
Ah, okay.
progressing through the sitcom universe, and they may have, again, I don't know, then maybe there's a Friends one coming up, sense of it, or, a Cheers, who knows what they'll throw in there, but they're going to go with Three's Company. Could you see something like that? So So we'll have to just see as we progress through this what's going on with it, and just make because it's so scattered right now. I'm interested in it just for that. Where are you going with this? Kind of thing right
Yeah,
now.
that's what my coworker, who was also not very familiar because she's like in her early 20s, said, she wasn't quite sure, and she said then, it started picking up. So it does start to pick up for Chrissy, so let her know.
Right. And this had been on my radar as it looked like a little fun movie through Netflix. Enola Holmes. I think I've watched all the reincarnation of the Sherlock Holmes. As Robert Downey Jr. was great with Jude Law. Elementary was great with
Benedict Cumberbatch.
like better Benedict Cumberbatch with Martin Freeman. Those episodes are just phenomenal,
Yeah, I
absolutely
wish they
phenomenal.
would do some
Those
more of
BBC
those.
ones,
Yeah.
right, right. So, like I said, I haven't really had a bad taste for any kind of Sherlock Holmes type thing. Even House, I loved House back in the day, and that was actually just that was a Sherlock Holmes based on Sherlock Holmes.
It was basically a detective doctor.
Right, right, right. It's the same kind of deduction type things. So Enola Holmes, which is alone backwards, it's a wordplay game that they play in it, is actually a sister of Sherlock and Mycroft, a younger sister, and what's her name? Henry Bonham Carter, the real great Strange Roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
She does,
Yeah.
and she's the mom, and it's a very very fun, and she goes through her little discovery of who she is, but has the mind of Sherlock, and Sherlock is Cavill. From Superman. So it's
Oh,
kind of
Henry
Henry.
Cavill. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of fun to see him in that one, and he gets to use his British accent now, or doesn't have to give an American accent, I should say.
Yes, yes. He
So
has a British accent because he's British.
yes, that's what's so weird when you see a guy like House, and all of a sudden you see him at an award show and he's speaking British. Why is he doing that?
Is he British or is he Australian?
That's good. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Happy
But yeah.
Valentine's Day as well,
Yes, happy
Alexa.
Valentine's Day. A couple days late to everybody. We love you.
We had, I don't know, did you have a little meal? Do you
I
guys
did.
have?
I did. Yeah, we had some herbivorous butcher, and I made some mashed potatoes and a salad, and then I made some chocolate pudding, which is why I was looking for pudding recipes. And it was a healthy chocolate pudding. So yeah, we ate pretty healthy meal, but it was nice. It was, but we were at home. We didn't go anywhere.
Right. Well, we picked up from Blues Eggs in the past. They have a Hufflepuffle there, which I first found one of those on Joe's on Silver Spring down by my old dealership, and so they had that. I've had that a couple times, but I expanded myself to the Eggs Benedict. It's like a Spanish version or Latino. It's just got like some good sauce on it, a little warmer sauce on it.
Huerfos
So
rancheros.
yeah, it's almost like that, but it wasn't. Didn't call it that. And but we picked up Blues Egg. We do the pickup and back and everything like that. And then it was kind of funny seeing it on news. They were talking. They had the news crew out there going like, "Yeah, a lot of people are going to Blues Eggs today for Valentine's Day breakfasts." And I'm like, "Hey, that was us. So we did that."
But
Um,
you weren't on TV, so
no, you'd know that if I was, you'd know.
I know you would have been like texting me, "I'm on TV."
Yeah, I don't have a DVR. DVR this for me. All right. So, but Chrissy and I were laughing as we're ready to pick it up about getting a card. And what we're going to do is, do a zero footprint card. We were going to walk into, Walgreens, and we'll look around for a few minutes, each find a card we like, hand it to each other, read it, and put it back, and then walk
Raj and
off.
I've been doing that forever. It's like, why not? So did you do
Well,
it?
no, we didn't get a chance. We were laughing in the car. We didn't get out back out. It was cold. It's too cold.
I
I
sent
just can't do
Roger
it.
some funny memes.
There you go.
The modern Valentine. Funny memes.
All right. And we did, as we talked about, it was cold, so cold, and then one little stat that we didn't say as we were talking about the cold, Dallas, getting snow, everybody down there on the ground right now. We have more snow than we've had in 20 years because we haven't had just a
Really?
little melt. Yeah. It was like,
Yeah, because we didn't get a January thaw.
right. There's never been a little thaw here in the last how many weeks, month since this stuff started hitting. And I told my mom that, and she hit me up in the morning because they said last night or something, 10-year record. And then this morning he said, now we're at a 20-year record. And I'm like, holy crap, that
Oh,
snow band really
jeez.
did it.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I wasn't gonna drive in it, so
And Biden's in town.
he is. Woohoo! Yeah. Are you gonna watch?
Probably sneak a peek at it,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know. We'll see.
see if he stumbles over anything and gets lost. It's
Oh,
just
he'll be fine. He has. People don't understand. He had a speech impediment.
stuttering.
See,
Yeah, no,
stuttering, speech impediment since he
that's
was a
different. I
child.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand. But
So I
there,
mean,
sometimes he rambles in the wrong spot and wrong direction. We'll give him that.
yeah.
So
Well, let me tell you, he's far cry better than what we had. So
yeah, I know. But I want to seem like we pick on our guy too little. All
I'm
right.
not picking on him, dude. Like seriously.
We're watching him. We're watching. We're still watching. We're observing.
Well, and one of
Right?
his things is he said he was gonna get 100 shots or 100 million shots in the arm by
100 days.
100 days, and we were over 43 million like at the weekend. So it's
Well, and,
happening.
and and Johnson and Johnson isn't going to be able to roll them out as fast as they thought. Fauci's already put back everybody. Probably that most of the people who want to get out will not be until July. Is probably when when
Yeah,
we
I'm
get
worried. I
that.
really wanted to get done by the end of May. Like
Yeah,
I wanted to get vaccinated by the end of April so that I could
by
be
the time we
ready to
get
rock by the end of May.
yeah, right. Man, when it gets warm, when to be able to get out again.
Yeah, like I said,
But again,
cabin
the new
fever.
Brazilian one is not you may get the Brazilian one
I
too.
don't
Yeah,
want the
keep with that.
Brazilian one because Brazil didn't care. So, yeah.
All right. So, how do you say this word for pets?
Ponchkey?
Bunchki. No, it's actually punch. It's Ponchkey. When you do like punch from chips, punch and Poncharello,
Are you Polish?
Yes, yes, sure, damn straight I am. When
Cuz
it comes to donuts.
because my neighbor is Polish and she's always said Bunchki.
All right, so that's what's well, Ponchkey is what you're saying, and then it's pawn check for a singular, which is I had to figure out that as well.
I'll have to
So
look that up. Did you Google that?
yes, I did
Okay.
a couple times just to make sure it's
Okay.
pawn like PAWN,
Really? Oh.
pawn check for a single one, and pawn like paunch, they said key for many of them. So
I stand corrected.
now I didn't put the little thing on to make it pronunciation, a little word thing. I didn't click on that to hear it said, you know, but that's what I've read and the way I've well, just like the drummer from Rush that passed away. How did you say his last name?
Getty Watanabe. Oh,
No,
I don't know. Oh,
Neil
Getty was the
Peart.
singer.
Neil Peart,
Oh,
not
Peart.
Pert.
Oh,
Everybody it's Peart,
okay.
like Perrier.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
Getty Watanabe is the singer. Sorry.
Geddy Lee is the singer of that one.
Is it
Yes,
Getty? Who's Watanabe?
I have no idea. I have
Might
to
be an
look it up
actor.
now. Somebody out there knows. Call into the line right now,
That's
1-800.
right. Huh. Hello.
Line it up. We're open.
So yeah. So and your other word there,
Which one is that? Oh.
quinoa. Why do you have
Yeah, it's like
quinoa on there?
it's because they're pronouncing punchkeys is almost the same as trying to pronounce quinoa when you never saw it before. Like that progressive commercial. Can anybody say what this is? Quinoa,
Oh yeah,
quinoa.
yeah.
Those ads are
Roger likes
great.
those commercials.
Oh,
Yeah,
those are
they're pretty funny.
fantastic. Does anybody need to sign Live Love? Yeah, no.
That's actually the best one. That's my favorite because it's like you see those signs and you're like, what the hell? All right. Well, we're gonna move on. We're gonna have some
So that's what I was just laughing to
internet
Queen,
adventure.
Winona.
Bye. So, Dave, what do I have on here? What do we got? Oh, yes.
I don't even know how to put those filters on, thank God.
Oh my God. So yeah, the
That
biggest
was
thing was
hilarious.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I mean, I'm not a cat, I assure you. I'm
It's
not
like,
a cat. It's
it's
me.
like, it's like, did you see the memes for this? It was
And then
just
the
like,
eyes looking down. It's
mm-hmm. And like
just
up and like, oh my God, I'm so
I
like,
didn't need to look at a meme. There was something so precious about that it just didn't need anything more. There was no icing. There was no sprinkles that needed to be on that. That
oh
was
my God.
just
Somebody did
for
a
that.
Better Call Saul one, and it's like it says on it, it says, I'm here live. I'm not a cat. It was like amazing.
They got another guy upside down too that couldn't get his upside from being upside down, which is kind
Oh
of
my
funny
God,
too.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
so we go from the ridiculous to the important.
So your ID could save my life.
My ID could save your life.
Oh,
So
you're a donor?
I am not a donor. So although I think up, I caught Dave drinking there. It's just water, folks. It's just water.
Mountain
Um,
Dew.
Mountain Dew. Okay. Well, I was trying to make you healthy. Give me a break. So anyway, my daughter, with the Garmin watch, she was saying, "Hey, you should get this thing." She found it online, and it's called My ID, and it's I think it's my ID, getmyid.org. And what it is it's really cool. They have like different like little ones that are round, or you can get like these little sliders that say, if you have like a medical condition, because my daughter's a kidney donor. She only has one kidney. She can't have certain medications. If you have an allergy, if you have, if you're epileptic, they have on the band, it's a little slider, and on the other side is a QR code. So if you get in an accident or have a medical emergency, they can flip that over, and if they have a phone, they can, and who doesn't have a phone on them these days? Anybody can. You can do the QR code, and it will bring up all of your medical info so that you can be, properly treated in case you are not conscious.
We're getting
Which,
closer and closer. Just this is great. Just it might as well tattoo it. Might as well if you get it, just burn a tattoo on
yeah,
me.
but the thing is a tattoo's permanent, and your medical stuff changes, and you can change, like if you're on
Not
medications,
one kidney.
yeah. Well, no, but I mean, if you're on medications, if you're epileptic or have MS
But it
or
should also just direct right to the to your primary care too to get authorization. If
well, what it
and
is it gives them direction on, let's say they're going to give you,
right,
let's say you're having a heart attack. If you're on Viagra and you're
just
a male who's on Viagra, they can't give you certain drugs that could kill you. So, you think about that and you're unconscious, they would
thank
have
God at that
access.
I have no worries of.
That's a good thing, Dave. Too much information. But so my point is that this is a good
That
thing.
needs to be said.
It needs to be said. Oh my God. So anyway, this is one of those things that could save your life. It was the one I purchased was only $20. I'm going to get one for my little thing, just so I have it. And but I mean, it's for anybody. And the nice thing about it is you control your information. You are in control of your privacy of that information too. Which, if you tattoo it on your arm, anybody can QR code you. So.
I know that's right. I was thinking that too.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. All right. So, you're planning to get vaccinated, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So for the people out there who aren't, I just want to reiterate, and again, this is important stuff. Vaccine safety. Moderna, 47 reactions in 10 million vaccinations. Pfizer, 19 reactions in 7.5 million. Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Safer than the alternative.
yes, it's much safer than the alternative, because if you go out and you get it, you're gonna get real sick, and the risk
This
of,
this long haul and stuff we still don't know about. This
yeah.
long haul and stuff. So
Well, see, that's
you
the
don't want
thing.
it. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the
You don't
thing.
want to get a bad version, and this keeps bad versions. Like keeps you out of the
Yeah.
hospital and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Again, folks, you might still catch it. You're still gonna probably catch it at one point, but your effects on your body are gonna be very minimal. That's the
Well,
whole
if you're
thing.
vaccinated, they're saying there's a 99% efficacy, which means that your likelihood is going to be very low. So that's the other thing. Doesn't mean you can stop wearing masks and,
No,
being precautious, but
social distance and avoid gatherings still.
yes, yes, for about another year. And I know Fauci was saying till, probably fall. I'm going to be really pessimistic and say probably February, March next year. So
That's the kind of what I'm looking at. My folks, which we're going to talk about later, we'll see how this goes, are planning a party August 3rd, 23rd,
oh
August
yeah, you kind of
23rd.
told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still, like I said, wrestling over it. So, but we'll see what my thoughts are here as we move forward with this. So,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, I had a little fun thing that I saw on the
So we're going to
internet
go
there.
from the sublime to get back to the ridiculous.
Yes. Well, back to Guinness Book of World Records, who's been in the news a lot lately because again, Adriana Grande just broke all those records. So anyway, there was an Italian. I saw the Italian sketch art's biggest mural, if you want to call it, or painting or art or whatever she wanted to do. It was six. It was 6,400 square foot. Now
You
there's like
have you have six thousand one hundred eighteen
that's
point nine six
hold
square
on.
feet.
You're jumping the route. I saw the first article with the woman who just got the record, the project by Diamond Whipper Young. That's the one that just broke the record, 6,450 square feet.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
just using black Crayola markers. All right, took her
That's
five
crazy.
days.
Was she
And
sponsored by Crayola?
yeah, I think it has. There was an installation part about that. There was something about that, but it was. Think it was also a charity type thing too for an exhibit.
Oh,
Um,
okay, that's
so I
cool.
was like, well, so of course I'm always like, who beat the old record? Blah blah blah. A person, and I said, well, let's see when that was. Let's see what how big was that one. Well, that was just in November, that this guy did it. He had 61, the 6118 took him 5 years. And at the Altamont's Central Square, um, this guy, uh, Francisco Corporale. All right. And the compare, if you look,
Okay,
Francesco
Francesco Caparale.
Caparelli. I wasn't too
Yeah.
bad with the second one. So, but if you look at her drawing, and I'm sorry, art is art, and I love art and everything like that, but you can still be a critic. Her art on that huge palette she had is like not endearing to the size. And if you look at his and what he put into that thing, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful, beautiful a doodle. And they actually put it all on cloth, and then they cut the pieces of cloth off and sold them for this charity that
Oh,
was done
that's
for.
cool.
Yeah, so so both good causes, if I remember right. Like I said, both for charities and everything like that. But if you see the guy whose record she broke, and then you saw hers, I can't help it that you're just gonna go, that beat it. You get the record now. All right, okay, so
Ah.
and so you know, wah wah wah.
Yep, yep. So I saw. Did I put this up or did you put this up? Parlor
I
is
think I
back
did
up.
because it's
Okay.
not spelled correctly.
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
Is it? No.
No, it's not spelled correctly. ER, Dave. ER.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Yeah, they
that's
got
that's it
somebody
about
that,
that, right?
yeah, it's like, I just waiting for more people. I'm going to go to Parlor. Yeah, good. See ya.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't want to be you. So yeah. So do you remember all your base are belong to us?
No,
You don't remember that.
no.
That okay, so that turned 20. So that's like, the year 2001, and that was it was the beginning of a game that had that, and then it just turned into one of the first internet memes. All your base are belong to us. So it was a game that was not created by people who spoke English really well, and it just became this crazy internet meme. So that was one of the first
Oh.
internet memes. So it turned 20. Dave.
Oh
Dave's
no,
clueless.
that one went by me. Wow.
Yeah. Look up some of the memes. They're kind of funny, but
I will.
they definitely, some of them didn't age well, but it's okay.
Someone's celebrating a 20-year anniversary and I don't know about it. I'm like, well, I feel left out now.
Oh, and well, you should.
I know I
I mean,
am.
come on. All right, we'll do some more bubbles and we'll move on. Wait. There we go. Bubble, bubble, bubble. So, Dave, what do we got that's critical?
Well, of course, the impeachment trial.
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah, I mean,
And that turned out exactly the way I figured it would, because we have a
right.
bunch of chicken shits in the Senate.
I should have been a good, a good journalist, if that's loosely called. I'm sorry, all journalists, any journalists listening to me, to tramp on your good name and your job with what I do here. Satire that I do here.
Is this even satire? I think this is just like barroom comedy.
Right. Yeah. So I guess the whole thing is like I didn't go back and look at what did they actually get Clinton on for the blowjob. I mean, all the things that they could have seems to me that pale in comparison to the things that this guy did. So I just don't...
yeah. I mean, Clinton gave a BJ in the office. The two consenting
didn't give
adults.
One. You didn't give one.
Well, no. I mean,
that would have been a lot more interesting too.
It would have been, but the fact of the matter is they were two consenting adults, and yes, he was married.
Two people were there that were true. That would even be more interesting,
right? But it's like, and then they were trying to get you're like parsing words. It's like the Republicans never parse words. Give me a break. I mean, they are the kings and queens of gaslighting. Give me a break.
Oh, that was it. What the definition of is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I love this. There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of today. Mitch McConnell said that. There's no question on the president. So after he says the guy's innocent, he says he's not. That's great.
So what's the, and wasn't he seen with the lawyers, like figuring out the strategy? I mean, and he's supposed to be a juror. I mean, you'd be kicked off any jury doing that.
And our good old boy, Ron Johnson, the Democrats' vindictive and divisive political impeachment is over. While there are still many questions that remain answered, I do know neither the Capitol breach nor this trial should have occurred. Hopefully, true healing can now begin. Okay. If the Capitol breach should not have had occurred, how could you have stopped that? Who was in charge of stopping that?
I don't know, but I have to do this on behalf of the Wisconsin subreddit. Fuck Ron Johnson.
He's not supposed to run for re-election again. So
no, that's what he said. We don't take him at his word, because when his lips are moving, he's lying.
Right, and the Democrat that was going against him bowed out. So the only guy we had that was going to challenge him decided not to challenge him.
I thought Nelson was going up against him now.
Maybe there's a runner now, but the guy who was like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, well, Ron Johnson needs to go. The only person he serves is himself and his Russian handlers. Period. God. Because people have been talking about the unemployment is broken. They gavel in and gavel out with Wisconsin.
The mask mandate stuff.
All of this, and he was on a bunch of those committees, for whatever he was on, and people are like writing to him about things that they don't agree with him on, and he never writes back. And then people say, well, we write to Tammy Baldwin's office on the same issues, and Tammy Baldwin is like, oh yeah, here, and she, even if it's not a personal reply every time, it's reply. And Ron Johnson's office doesn't even give you the time of day. In fact, most of his people who are his what would you say, his secretaries, I don't know, I don't think that's the right word.
Lackeys.
His administrative assistants, they just hang up on you.
Well,
what does that tell you?
I know that enough about being a maintenance guy that if there's a problem in an apartment and we know we can't handle it now, there's nothing we can do. You still go knock on the guy's door and say, hey, we are aware of the situation. You just give them a little, hey, we got your note. That's
right. Yeah. It's an acknowledgement.
Yes.
Whether
Yes.
you agree with them or not, it's an acknowledgement that they're a human being. I mean, Ron Johnson, I
Thanks for your
said,
input.
yeah, I had said when he first ran against Feingold that he was very punchable. I didn't like his face; he looked weaselly, and I stand by that.
Okay.
And
Good
again,
day.
on behalf of the Wisconsin subreddit, fuck Ron Johnson, fuck Robin Voss, fuck Tom Tiffany, fuck Glenn Grothman, fuck Scott Fitzgerald, and fuck the Tavern League. So there. Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So yeah, we got.
That was a rant pre-rant warm up. Wow.
Oh, I was at a pre-rant room. Oh, okay. Dave's got a rant coming. Well,
No, that was yours. Yours. A little fuck you. A little rant warm up.
well, if you go on any of the Wisconsin subreddits and they're talking about politics and any of those politicians are involved, you're going to get a fuck insert Republican politician here because
Right.
people are just fed up. They are fed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So anyway, Milwaukee police chief, we have none. The city of Milwaukee still has no police chief.
And
They
the other guy is out now that had the conflict of interest. So they just
yeah.
lost another guy out of the group.
Right. And so, the Fire and Police Commission, they unjustly got rid of Alvarez.
Morales. Yeah.
Morales, that's what his name was. And so he's brought suit against the city, and yet does he really
has
want
the
to be
job. He's supposed to have the job. Go put him back in the chair.
he was supposed to have the job, but the thing is are they going to allow that? I mean, it's like at what point do we say, okay, well, we can run this city without a police chief? It just doesn't make sense to me. Somebody needs to come to a conclusion here.
This police commission is just a travesty. It's
Oh
absolutely
yeah,
a travesty.
yeah, it's a joke. So I guess we'll watch this space and see what happens. So, but now we got more bubbles, and MoKE's going to have a little moment. All right, Dave, what you got for us?
Well, first of all, just my attire today. I got this for Christmas. I just
Oh,
like to see that. Yeah.
Barbaros, yes.
No
Just-
mistakes.
just happy accidents.
little accidents.
That's right.
And my artwork.
Speaking of happy accidents,
my artwork today is just a puzzle I put together last winter. I got to do one this year.
Star Wars, the Millennium
Star Wars,
Falcon.
Yeah, a little Star Wars there. So I'll probably make it into a table or something like that. Put a little, epoxy on it.
There you go.
Kind of cool that way.
So what about
right.
happy accidents here? Or not
All
so
right.
happy
No,
accidents?
I was just showing my shirt, just showing my fun shirt. That's
Okay.
all. But no, it had nothing to do with the rants that are going on. Again, either I'm less agreeable for assholes, or I'm just becoming the bigger asshole as well. And I think there's probably
There's also a subreddit for that. Am I the asshole?
I always say, who's the asshole? Am I the asshole here? Right? Isn't that
Yeah.
what it is? Am I
It's
the
I,
asshole
am I
here?
the asshole? Yep.
Yeah. So first of all, I in the snow, with the drifting and in our courtyard, it's 2 feet high. It's a foot high. Okay. I mean, it's 15 inches high. Okay.
Okay, is it a foot high? Is it 2 feet
Yeah,
high? Is it
all
15
those
inches
things.
high?
It's
I'm
all
glad
those
I'm glad you're not a carpenter.
Right. The trip. Well, that's because of the drifting.
Yeah.
Drifting. All right. So I pretty much am taking my snowblower and making a trail on our sidewalks, that you can walk down because I can't get out farther anymore. It's creeped in. And so people take their dogs down the sidewalk and then let them pee up against the side of the wall that's on there now that I've chiseled out with my snowblower. They just let them lift a leg and piss on the side of this thing. And so there's like 6 or 7 of them down this road. I'm like, no, wait.
Dave, good
this
thing you
cannot-
don't live in New York.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, no, this can't happen. We got to stop. You have the pet. You grab one of the shovels that we provide. You dig yourself out a little trail. You make a little round thing out in that snow, and you bring your dog out there. That's how you do this thing.
We actually did that with Bronte. She had her spot.
There you go. See, that's how you do. You just make a little corral out of it, and there you go. So that's number one that got me going. And then
Dave
somebody
still
else,
shouldn't live in New York.
there's always yeah, there's a common area, and we actually nothing goes in the common area. It's four doors that all face with door on each side coming in and out. So it's sealed more or less. And there's only two doors on one side, two doors on the other side that face each other, whatever. And we even because of vacuuming and just people. First of all, you let someone have a floor mat, for welcome mat. Well, then all of a sudden there's a boot mat next to it, and then there's all of a sudden a sled, and the boots are next to it, and it's freaking out. Pretty soon there's somebody in a chair and a lamp sitting outside in the common area. For all I'm gonna, this is what life will bring us probably. So there's a person that so we don't even have anything. We made it even. You can't even have just so there's no question. Not even a welcome mat is allowed anymore, just because of for vacuuming and stuff like that. Not even that. Just so make it easy. Make it easy. Nothing's allowed. Nothing. So there's a woman that continually puts stuff outside of her door, and lets it sit there. Kind of well, yeah, I know you said that, but that's not for me, right? These
I have a solution for this.
So anyway, there was something she jumped out in the hall. So we warned her before. We've given an email to everybody. Now she has something in there. Now this is what it is. It's a Rubbermaid container with a bunch of cardboard boxes in it. Okay, sitting out in front of her door in the common area, and it was there for a good hour. Now this has got me steamed up because I know this is how this goes. Yeah, ma'am. Yes. No personal items, in the hallway. Is it? Well, I just didn't want to forget it on my way out. Yeah, I know, but if you'd have put it on the other side of the door in your apartment, I bet you wouldn't have missed it on your way out then either. If it was there. So why don't we do that? She says, well, it was only going to be out there for a minute. Yeah, I guess I understand that, but here's the great thing about the policy. It says no personal items whatsoever in the common areas, not except for a few minutes or if it's recyclables instead of garbage. It doesn't have those little things attached to it. It's real easy. Nothing that is personal in the commons.
Dave is
That's
funny.
it. That's what I don't get to say. And I was like, so I texted that to my boss saying, this is how I think this is going to go and how I want it to go. And he laughs and he goes, sounds spot on. Go for it if you want. And thank goodness I said, well, if I was there the next day, I was going to light the fuse on that one. But it was gone the next day. So, but it's just like, again, what makes you think you get to do that? No, you put it in front of your door on your side, not on my side. This is my hallway. Your apartment starts when you walk in that door. Up to that point, you're walking through my house to get to your apartment. Remember that.
I have a solution for this.
What? Just throw it away when you see it.
No, pee on it.
Yeah, well, I get the dog to pee on it in the hallway. All right, so here's the third thing that makes me the asshole. So now when I get wound up about those things, I start looking for things to be an asshole about, of course. So
Dave is actually not an asshole.
I just play one on this show.
He just tries to be a curmudgeon. He's working on his curmudgeonly.
I do it here so I don't have to do it to you in public, folks.
There you go. See,
to dress you down in line, when you're being a dick and an idiot.
Hey, asshole, put your mask on.
Exactly. So the third thing here that got me wound up is that we had a gentleman that had some health problems. I thought he was 10 to 20 years older than us, but apparently he was the same age. And he recently passed at the complex. Right. And well, his parking spot, handicapped parking spot, is right the first one to the walkway, right? Well, his sons are there, and now they're using the handicapped spot. They're driving in and out and parking there and driving and using the handicapped spot.
But they're not handicapped.
They're not handicapped.
Did they live there with him?
One did.
Okay.
And now the other one, now they might move in, and might rent it out. But I don't even know if he was on the lease. The kid wasn't even on the lease. I think we had, been looking the other way on it for a while. So now the kid's going to have the lease in his name or add to dad who's passed, and so we don't have to do anything that way. But it's like how do you go up there? Yeah, hey, sorry about your dad and everything like that, but um, neither one of you guys are handicapped, right? So you could take a little tag down and leave this space open, right? Right? You young, strapping 20-something-year-old guys, right? You know. So how do I'm trying to figure out how do I bring that up? Get that done and not be the dick, and the asshole.
That's a written letter.
No, 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 no. I'm just going to change it to a loading zone 15 minutes. I'm going to change the sign.
I like that.
Hey, hey, here we go. It's for everybody now. And then if we get somebody then I'll switch it back if we get another person. That way it keeps open. But yeah, they don't. Yeah, anytime I see something like that where people who are younger than me are taking advantage of that kind of a thing, I'm like, no, damn it, that's my spot before it's yours. Damn it, I'll tell you that.
Well, and I want to say something about the handicap signs that are hanging from your rearview mirror. So when my mom had cancer, it was terminal. This was 20 some years ago, so I'm over it. But she had a handicap sign to hang from the thing because she was in so much pain she really couldn't walk very far when we were going to doctor's appointments, anything like that.
Sure.
But when you're driving, you're not supposed to have it hanging there. You're only supposed to have it hanging there when you're parking in a handicap
Obstruction.
spot.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have fuzzy
Right.
dice or anything hanging from there.
So
right.
technically, they are not even supposed to have it hanging there, when they're driving. But to have it hanging there, and they weren't the one on the handicap permit and whatnot. That's actually really
It's
rude.
against the law. Yeah, right.
And it's rude
right.
in a way and disrespectful to their father too.
Or to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. This is parking in a handicapped spot when you're not handicapped. That's how it is. I remember when I broke my ankle and it would act up on me from time to time, and I said to the doctor, I go, so I mean, how bad does my ankle have to be before get a handicap sticker? And because there's always these spots open, right? I mean, you go into a grocery store, there's 6 open spots and nobody's using them, handicap spots. So I had my bad ankle, so I was like, and he goes, my doctor, very good dry sense of humor, love the guy. He goes, can you walk 200 feet? And I go, well, yeah. And he goes, yeah. I said, I actually think you probably should park your car further away from the entrance, to tell you the truth.
Okay, I love him. He's amazing. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I was like, I must have laughed at him. I looked at him and I go, point taken.
Yeah.
All right. So there's my Dave the Asshole rants for today.
Like I said, Dave's not an asshole. Well, I guess that brings us to, come on. There we go. Hip happenings. I gotta get more smooth with some of this stuff. So you had hip happenings, I didn't. So.
Hey, after 43 times, I mean,
You know what? I keep telling you I can spend more money, but.
Well, when that revenue stream starts coming in out there, people,
Yeah, that Elgato Stream Deck just doesn't pay for itself. So yeah.
All right.
Go,
so
Dave.
I did find some happenings.
You did. I saw that. That was good.
Yeah. They did have a winter cap at the domes at some domes, those little, clear plexiglass things at the Hubbard Park. There's a beer garden going on there in Shorewood. Looks
yes, the geodesic domes that look like they're like igloos for
right.
little babies up in the Arctic Circle.
Yes. And it's they are kind of funny. You just get that feeling that they're just one breeze and they're gone like an umbrella, That's all
exactly. I can't imagine that they're very warm unless they have some kind of heater inside. And then, what are they using for the heater?
Was saying, but when they showed one, and I was like, I don't see a heater in there. And you'd have to have it like in the middle because it's plastic on the side. You don't want it to hit and melt. And, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, then I'm even thinking we had like a little heater when we went camping and they told you, get a carbon monoxide detector because, they're propane.
Yeah, right. Well, Texas had like 14 people going into the hospital because they were heating the house with the barbecue.
Oh, that's
Not do that.
brilliant.
Do not do that. Do not. Okay. Do not eat Tide Pods. Do not put Gorilla Glue in your hair. Do not use your
Oh,
grill
damn,
to
we didn't
heat
do
the
the
house.
Gorilla Glue. We should have done the Gorilla Glue, too. Anyway.
And then the other thing, so there, check out those nights though, because I think it's a continuing thing. It might be more like, because I think it showed Wednesday and Thursday on when I looked at it, and so I don't know if it's weekly, bi-weekly, continuing on all but the weekends, whatever. And
Dave brings you all the news that you have to kind of think about.
kind of well, yeah, you got to do some damn work yourself out there, people. I can't, yeah, as we all know, give a man a fish, eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, eat for a lifetime.
Or he gets the fish really
lifetime.
pissed off and they eat him. One or the other.
You smell like fish all the time. Your hands.
That's
All right. So and we have the Thursday. There is the landing of the Perseverance Mars rover. So that's
I did see that, and it's got a drone.
Yeah, this is going to be cool. It's a cool one. They're setting down here, and they're crossing their fingers on it again, because they lose that power for that certain time, when it goes through, and if it landed or not, So I think who else just got India just landed something on there too.
Yeah, everybody's landing on Mars. Hey, I want to be a belter man. I don't want to be a Marser. I want to be a melter.
Belters. Never give us the respect out there, the belt.
No, they don't. They don't give us the respect. Yeah, no.
When that old guy got kicked out of the airlock, that I missed that. That was a good character. He was a good.
Yeah, I liked him, and
rough old guy,
And his song at the end was just so cool. It's like and Kamina's character. See, we're going back to Expanse. Kamina's character. I'm just waiting to see what happens with her because she's so badass. But they made her so vulnerable this time. I was like, yeah. So anyway,
and where'd you get your pearls of wisdom from?
I got my pearls of wisdom, which now I'll do some bubbles for pearls of wisdom because pearls need bubbles. Do you remember? I can't remember her name. Let's see. I'm being silly now because I can't remember her name either.
You fucking research yourself.
Well, she's an author, but anyway. So here, advice is what we ask for when we already know the answer, but wish we didn't.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Reaffirmation. I looked at that a couple times when I read that. I'm like, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. So I mean, seriously, like, do you have people who ask you for advice and then they just don't take it because they knew what you were gonna say, but they just.
So they think it's a way that you'll then allow them to tell you what they think because they asked you what you thought first instead of just telling you what they thought,
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, well, I gave you a chance. Now here's what I think. Oh, we were getting into one of those?
Yeah. But I mean, you always get these people who they know what the right answer is. And then they ask you and you confirm that right answer, but then they still kind of give you a pushback that, maybe not. Yeah. So I've had a few conversations like that lately. So I just figured, yes, advice is what we ask for when we already know the answer, but wish we didn't.
Can't accept that answer. Can't accept the right answer. It's the old gold. This is exactly go ask mom. Dad says no, go ask mom.
Yeah. So that was that. So anyway, so there's our pearls of wisdom. So that being said, we would like to thank our viewers and listeners, Dave's mom,
6 or
Chrissy.
7 of them.
Yes, 6 or 7. Dave's mom, Chrissy, Marianne.
See if he's listening.
Yes, my neighbor Pat, along with anybody else, including my coworkers who may have stumbled across us randomly.
Guys, a Kittner.
Yeah, we're getting there. If you like what you're hearing, please tell 2 people so that they can tell 2 people and we'll become internet famous. Subscribe to our channel, hip.or.critical. It's right here under my name, under my face here, and you can tweet me. Dave is waving at you. Wave, Dave. There you go. Dave's good. Yeah. So stay safe, Milwaukee. We love you. Have fun.
Bye.
Happy Fat Tuesday!